Hey y'all, welcome back to Chat with Coach Amy. This is special edition, me, myself, and Darlene. Hello, Darlene.
Good morning, Coach Amy. How are you?
I'm just fine. Just fine.
Good.
A warning, those of you watching and listening, I guess, my ginormous golden doodle is behind me and he's very jumpy. I have no idea what's wrong with him, but I just hope he doesn't knock me out of my chair. That's the Bless. I'm freezing too. I was a little cold and then I drank a smoothie. I haven't even finished it yet. And I'm like shivering. But check it out, YouTubers.
It's
I said
adorable.
grit, not a weird way to spell girl. Because Knox says, "Why you got girl on your shirt?" I was like, bro, you know how to read grits. So then
Sound it out.
so then they then they were like, what's grit? I was like, grit, got some grit, got some grit. I said, but it is growth, resilience, inspiration, and transformation. Isn't that the words I picked? I'm pretty sure.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yep,
good.
you
Thanks
sure
for
did.
confirming because as soon as I
Yeah.
said it, I was second guessing myself there. Anyway, this is my 100 strong theme. And I am really, really excited to be sharing that with y'all today. So, Darlene, I told you that I'm going on very little sleep. So, help me out with all the things and let's
Yes. Well,
talk.
I would love to talk about 100 Strong because this is going to air on Monday, which is the day before 100 Strong starts. So if you're listening today, you don't sign up today, it's really all over. It's all
That's
over.
right. That's right.
Yep. Yep. So we'll make sure the links are in the description and stuff for you guys in case you've missed it somewhere. But today will be the day that this airs. I know a lot of people have done the grit thing. We talked to your Blooms last night, and if anyone orders some grit merch, which those links, we'll put those links in there too,
All
that
right.
all the links that we would love to see you in them. We would love to see the pictures of you wearing it. So I'll put my email in there. They can email it to me if you're not in coaching. If you're in coaching, just message me. I got a few last night already.
Did ya?
So
Did
it's
you now?
coming in. It's coming in. It's exciting.
It is so
Yeah,
exciting.
it
I
is.
got mediums and I like the sweatshirt being a medium. I like the t-shirt being a medium, but the hoodie is a little oversized, just so y'all know. So like I might be donating that medium to somebody, the hoodie, because it's a little large. It's very long. It's like mid-thigh. Like it's very long.
Long.
So
That's good to know.
some people
That's
might
good to
like
know.
that. It just feels very it's light and it's very soft and I like it, but I feel like I need a smaller size. What a problem to have.
Yeah, you know what's so funny? There was an on scale victory I saw in there that somebody else had that same problem.
Oh yes.
Can we shout out to Kristen Carrier?
Oh, hey, Kristen Carrier. I
Yeah.
may or may not have been messaging her while I was in John Bon Jovi's honky tonk because I was missing her. I was like, we need to add this to the list next year when we go to the honky tonk. Wes
Yeah.
and I just got back from Tennessee. I had meetings with THM peoples and podcasts and things. And when in Nashville, you honky tonk if you're with me. And we had fun, Wes and I. It's good.
Yeah.
It's
That's
fun.
amazing.
Hmm.
That's fun because she went when you went for
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
retreat. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
that's exciting.
Hmm.
Super fun. Super fun. I love it. What else was we gonna say about that? I don't remember. So there you go. Send the merchant pictures. We want to see. We want to see you sporting it.
Oh, yeah. I have my cup too. We have a cup. Super cute.
Oh,
Little,
so
my
cute.
boys were like, we want one. They like the handle. That's what the boys liked. I was like, well, maybe I'll let you borrow mine. Probably not. It's my cup.
Says the child that thought it said girl.
Yeah, he did. Grit. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's so cute.
That is so funny.
Okay, so I'm gonna before we get into all this about 100 Strong, because I think it's different this year. Same but different. Some amazing things that you're doing for it. Um, but I do want to because you and I have talked about this. Me and I'm a little excited about this. If you haven't got a welcome email and you have signed up, please let me know. Please reach out to us because this this year we're doing it different. You're sending out, you're writing emails, and everyone's getting direction from Coach Amy for the whole 100 days via email. So we have to have your email address right and not confirmed, excuse me, because if you aren't, you won't be getting anything from us. So please let us know, please, because today's it. Again, today is because once they start, there's no going backwards. Like it won't pick up on the right day. So okay, so on this though, how did you pick the theme this year? How did you do that?
So, when we were in Tennessee for my Blooms retreat, it kind of came to mind that it would be nice to get all these people. So these ladies spent part of their summer with me, a few days. Some of them brought their men folk. I don't think we had anybody with a bunch of kids. Okay. Oh, Jessica Vasquez had her kids. Vasquez brought her kids. She's like, never again. Anyway, it's so funny. But these women are just, we're all in just talking and learning and getting together. And I'm like, y'all, I feel like we're so inspired. Let's write on pieces of paper what you think the theme for 100 Strong should be. And I don't know if I still have them or not, but anyway, it was Madison that put grit because I talked about grit in my chat, like with them, the sessions that I did at six sessions with them, and grit just kept coming up. And sometimes we just have to be tough. We're not tough enough on ourselves. And there's a side for grace for sure, but grit is just something that I don't think a lot of people have in the general. And I have a whole lot of grit. And I feel like I didn't always have it. I think I kind of grew in that, and I have weak moments and there's times where I don't want to have grit, but I have to push through and do things that are difficult. But um, you know, we want to see growth. That's where the G is. I want all growth. I mean, the whole buds to blooms thing, growth. It's always growth. We're always growing. We're always learning. We're always wanting to improve. We're always wanting to be better than before. Better will be for next year. Be looking for that word. And then resilience, that is a word that was also very strong and heavy inside of those sessions. And I talked about that in a lot of other ways. I read about a little devotion. I don't think it was really a Bible study, but more of a devotion on resilience and how important it is to learn to be resilient. And when I was teaching them that resilience study, they're all like looking at me like this. I mean, it was like words they had never heard before. And I was like, this is just too important to sit on. And so resilience had to be the R in the grit. And then I asked for inspiration because we all have to continue to inspire each other. Um, Very similar to like my marriage with Wes. Like if we're both having a low day, it's difficult for us to be successful in our home. And so like last night he was having a little bit of a low night and I'm like flying high. I just came off some of the biggest high I've ever had, like such a great week, so many awesome, fun, exciting things, celebrations, big news, in a lot of different places in my life. And I'm just like, woo! And I got to talk to Blooms, which really energized me. I had a 2 hour nap before that and a cup of coffee. So I was like ready to roll. And then he's like pulling his Eeyore side. And I'm like, okay, but that is inspiration. I was able to inspire him to kind of get it together. I said, do you need to be sad or you need me to cheer you up? And he said, actually, I think I just want you to let me be sad. And I was like, all right. So we just kind of held hands and watched TV. And I don't know if that was really inspiring, but it really, like, to me, if it was flipped, that would inspire me that I was okay to feel those feelings and then move on. So there's a lot of ways that we can inspire people and we can just see them and encourage them. But so many of my clients inspire me. Alicia Lipsky's amazing non-skill victory she just had. I just want to share this real quick with you guys. You'll be seeing this on social media. Please go back and listen to her podcast, the one with Alicia. But that girl started with me a year ago, fresh THM. She found me because Jay Morrell, can't remember her last name, Stewart, was on Trim Healthy Mama's podcast with Pearl and Serene, and Alicia followed her. So Alicia got curious and she went and looked at Trim Healthy Mama on YouTube, and I popped up. And the next thing you know, she's doing a discovery call, and a year later, she is all things THM, and she is down 68.5 inches. The inflammation that left her body, the fat that is gone forever, the changes in her mindset, the changes in her choices, the changes in her family. Two of her children who needed to become more healthy are flourishing. Another one that needed to be more healthy for a different reason is flourishing. And her marriage has improved, her mindset has improved, her relationships, her movement. She just so many amazing things. And that inspires me as a coach or an influencer, to keep going, because it's really hard sitting over here. But we also want to, inspire each other and share our victories. And I want to inspire you guys. I want to be able to continue to be as great as I can be, excellent as I can be, to inspire y'all. And then T is for transformation. And I think the T being at the end of this word and it being transformation is like the best, because that's what we want. The beginning of this year, I started doing, I did a couple of live events, big, like, was it 3 hours, 2 or 3 hour events? Um, and it was about a 180 transformation. And you don't want a 360 transformation because you just end up right where you started. That's silly. So we want 180 transformations, and that's what I want to see in people. Maybe your 180 transformation takes a couple of years. I've been very specific. I'm sure you've noticed in Blooms when people share like a big aha moment. I'm like, because I know a lot of them when they started, I remember for different reasons, but if they don't, I ask, and I'm like, and how long did it take you to get there? How much work have you put in? And they're like, 9 months of work. That was 3 years of work. Leah, last night, I've had Oreos in my house for 3 days and I haven't touched any of them. And I
Mhm.
was like, how long has that taken? She says 3 years of work. 3 years of work. So let's stop thinking that it's only going to take 3 days to reset years, maybe decades of terrible choices or ho humminess, whatever. I'm just going to do whatever, being phlegmatic and la la la. You've got to be intentional. And so the growth, resilience, inspiration, transformation, that's what grit stands for me, because that's going to keep you strong on the days when you are sad, indifferent, want things to be easy, whatever, overwhelmed, stressed, because we've got to have some kind of it's kind of like, we all have a moral compass. Well, you got to have one for yourself. Like how far are you willing to go? Like, what is your range? And I think that's important.
That's amazing. That is amazing how you just explained that.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that, because
Completely
that's
unscripted. I
mhm.
just pulled that out of my heart.
Well, and it's so fresh too. I mean, I think for you probably it's fresh consistently, because your girls are just showing up, and they're like with that. They're sharing with you,
Yeah.
and they're sharing how long. And that I have noticed that you've been doing that you've been asking how long it takes,
That's
because
so important to point out, because so many
mhm,
think it's going to take them 3 days or 3 weeks or 3 months. And it's years. I'm almost 9 years. Nine.
yeah,
I should be able to look this way. I should be able to make decisions. I should be able to order French fries, eat 5 to 10, and move on with my life and not keep wanting to eat French fries for the next 3 weeks. Like, I should be able to do those kind of things. And I should be able to say no to Oreos. They're really not that good. I'm sorry, but they're not. Y'all can be mad if you want. Y'all can send your complaints to I'm not gonna read it.com at gmail.com. But I love when Serene does that on hers. But anyway, yeah, it's just so good. It takes time. I just told one of my one-on-ones that's rolling out, she's rolling into group coaching. Hold on. We gotta get, oops, sorry, Southern. We gotta get some stats. She is 68 years old. Okay. Came to me. She wanted accountability, education, guidance, and advice. 68. I'm 44. She wanted
mm,
me to help her. She was trusting a 44-year-old. That made me feel incredible, by the way. Okay. She also wanted to be more active. She wanted to work on her protein, her rest. She wanted to be prepared when she traveled. I'm like, yes, ma'am, we're going to get you prepared to travel. I'm a traveling crazy person. She had her final call with me today, Darlene. In 3 weeks of active coaching, she lost 6.7 pounds. So
wow,
tell me that people that are in menopause naturally can't lose weight. They can. They can. She is not on a shot. She is not even using burner shots and preloaders and all that. Now, might she need to at some point? Maybe. I don't know. But right now, she's rocking it. She's on plan, on time, protein, veggies, water, and just doing great. Doing great.
It's that direction. Congratulations to her. That's exciting.
Yes.
But she knew what she wanted. She came to you and was very specific.
Focused and had
Yeah.
such a great outlook. There was never a, I'm just so, oh my gosh, I'm not trying to be ugly if this is you, but when I'm like, I'm just so frustrated. She was like, so I had a struggle. Can you help me with that? Do you hear how that's so different, that outlook?
Yep. And she was,
Mm.
and she knew what she like. She could. What is it? Self-assess. So she came to you. She had
Self-assess.
already somewhat self-assessed on what she knew maybe are areas to be able to take the time that you guys had together and like optimize that time
Yeah, yes, she did.
and and be specific about it. I think that
And
makes a
God
big
love her
difference.
heart, Darlene. I think Satan was over after her. We could not connect on 8 app. It was nuts. So I had to contact 8 app people. It took 7 days for us to finally get connected. They still are really not sure. They just clicked so many different things. So we finally worked. So I gave her an extra week of coaching. And she was like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, you can do that." I was like, "I own this company. I can do whatever I want." I own this. Yes, I can. We can do. I could gift you 2 years if I wanted to. I'm not, but I could. But anyway, she was just such a breath of fresh air for me. And I was like the first week she was down 4.4 pounds, then um zero point 0.6, and then 1.2. Crazy.
When we see a lot of that inflammation, like in the first part, right? Like you
Yeah.
see a lot of that because it's getting off of all those things that make our bodies angry with us.
Yeah. And
And
she's still
so,
going out to eat and doing things on plan because she wasn't choosing on plan and she liked to go out to eat. And I was like, well, then you go out to eat, honey.
yeah,
Let me teach you how. Let me teach you.
right,
So
right.
good. I don't even know why we started talking about her, but I loved her story.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, no, it was that time frame, right? It's this is what you can do even in 3 weeks, though. Like you
I
said,
do.
that
Yes.
there is the length of time that things take for certain things, but to be able to get those kinds of like feedback, right? It's like the
Mhm.
data. You're getting
Yeah.
the data. You're like, okay, this is working, and so to be able to keep going further, I just know she'll have some other changes, like you said, whether it's
Yeah.
mindset or
Well, and that's what she said. What are you leaving me with? And I said, time plus consistency equals success. And that's why I brought her up because we were talking about that,
yeah,
darling. I just remembered. But it takes time of you being consistent to have that transformation. And I just think in our culture, she and I talked about this, that everything is so fast. I get a little irritated. I'm like, I just need something to grab. Why? Why do you need something to grab? Wake up earlier, be a little bit more organized, and maybe you won't have to be running around like a bear's chasing you all day. Like, come on, guys, delegate, come on, plan, And I know everybody can't. I know it's not everybody's wheelhouse, but oh,
but
just
if that's but that's it. If that's what you need help with, then that's what you come searching for.
I got you, boo.
Yes, yes, you do. Yes, you do. And I think that that's going to be what's exciting too about 100 Strong is the snippets that you're going to be sharing with people and the tips, and that they're going to be able to get those. And there's bound to be a plentiful amount for each person that hits home, that hits
Yeah.
home for them and what's going on in their current situation, their season, however you want to look at it, with their life, their family. Um, so I think that's what's really exciting about 100 Strong. And I really like that you've left it open to how you've transformed it through the years of doing it, that they get to decide.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to, you're not being like this is where is that focus? Just like you were saying with her. She was focused. So what do you need to focus on? What do you want to do better yourself through the end of the year?
Yeah, so I shared I have a free Marco Polo, everyone. If you would like the link, we'll put that in there too. You're gonna have 5011 links in this post. But it's called The Southern Scoop on Marco Polo. Marco Polo is a free app. This is a free Marco Polo. I pop in once a week. Sometimes if things are hairy, it's once every couple weeks. But Sometimes it's every day. It just depends on what I got to say and going on in my life and want to share with you people. But I was like, okay, if one Mo person, little words cross my eyeballs that says they're scared of 100 strong or they're not sure if they should do it, I'm going to have a hissy fit because you are selling yourself short. You are robbing yourself of an opportunity to improve your life. This is not about perfection. If you ever think that anything I'm doing is about you being perfect, you are darned wrong. Because I talk about perfection deserves a trash can throw. Like we put it, perfection is unattainable. Why? Now, I'm a person that strives for excellence in everything that I do to the best of my ability. Yes, I am. But perfection is unattainable. And to put yourself in that position is just doing yourself a disservice, in my opinion. So, the intent of 100 Strong is that the last 100 days of this year are better than the last 100 days of last year, period. That's it. So
Yep.
we'll use Patina as an example because we got to talk with her yesterday. God love her. She is just, I love her so much. And she's a group client that came to one on one. And we're working through so many things. Lauren had a similar situation too when we were working with her. And, you know, this year, she's not going to use 100% on planner, make it a no cheat challenge. If you want to, everybody, knock yourself out. But for their personality types, that is self-sabotage waiting to happen. It is in the wings, looking in, peeping through the curtain, going, when am I going to get to come out? Self-sabotage because their personality is a little defiant. And so they are just going to do that. Now, some people like me, I'm a little different personality. I would probably thrive. I know I will because I've done it before. I would thrive with an on plan, like no cheat challenge. That's fine. So know yourself. If you're like, that is through Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, you're crazy. I'm going to have my mama's cookie or whatever. Okay, then being on plan is not your challenge. You need something else. Okay, so let's say that Patina's is just to make decisions that are good for her. That's a very simple one. Assess yourself. Is this decision good for me? So if her husband blesses her with a dinner out and she wants to try pasta or have this pasta dish that she knows is delicious at this great restaurant, and she chooses to get that, maybe she only eats half of the pasta part, all the
Mhm.
protein, the broccoli, and half the pasta. And I used that example specifically with her during our one-on-one call yesterday. And she went, I said, would that be a good decision that makes you better? And she goes, yes, because last year I would have eaten all the pasta. I said, and the bread, and you would have had an off-plan drink, and you probably wouldn't have got broccoli, right? You know, and she's like, right. So that is the last 100 days of this year being better than the last 100 days of last year. And that is just such a great perspective. It takes the burden, it takes the pressure, it takes the heaviness off of a 100-day challenge, and it puts it into perspective that is doable and sustainable. Period.
Yep.
Period.
Yep. Yep.
If I had a mic, I'd drop it.
Right. Because that's exactly it. That is so, and that's
So
what.
stop. Don't rob yourself of this opportunity. Get signed up. And I want
Mhm.
1,000 people. So help me out, folks. Just do me a favor. If I've ever helped you in anything in your life, will you just sign up for me? You know, and we have emails. I'm writing 100 emails. At this point, I'm halfway done. I'm going to take a little break. But they're so good and they're simple and short. But you're going to get an email every single morning from me. I'm going to say, good morning. Hello. No, I'm not. But it's going to be great. It's going to be a good inspiration, motivational tips, whatever resources. We're going to have recipes, a Bible verse every day. A Bible verse every day. I am so proud of that. I can't tell you. And I want to say, before, Darlene probably has 50, 11 things to say. I'm just taking over, but
No.
it is my podcast. So there we go. Um, she's like, it's yours. It's fine. Shut up. But I am so grateful that I had the opportunity to share the Bible verses and God and all of that with you guys, with this audience. And I have yet to this day, I might be borrowing trouble. I'll knock on the woods and all the things, but I haven't had any trouble. I mean, it has been well received, and I have clients that don't go to church, maybe not be saved or Christians, however you want to say that, but it is just such a blessing, and I do not take it lightly. And I'm super super grateful. People that do 100 strong can come into holiday too at a discount, and I'm running a Bible study for holiday too, and I'm very very excited about that. Very excited. Right now, I can't even think of the title of it, but I have a lot of thoughts on that, and I pray that it blesses people.
And I think it surely will. Like it's very surely will, because so much of it too is what you said. This is the person that you are. So bringing the Bible verses in and having a Bible study in your group, or that's a part of your story and that's a part of your person. And so if we want to glean from Coach Amy on how do you do the things that you do, how are you the mom that you are, the business owner that you are, the coach that you are, like all these things, that's a part of it. And so
Yeah.
you're sharing all these parts of you that make you your best version of you. And
Yeah.
so, again, like you said, if some people have take it that part or leave it. But I think you said that with I mean, that's with anything that you're doing. Like,
Take the meat, leave the bones.
I couldn't remember that. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, it has something
And
to
I tell
do
that to my
with me.
coaches. For those of you who don't know, I'm the director of coaching for THM, and I meet with them once a week. And I'm like, I don't know everything. I know what I know. So if you don't like it, that's okay. You can find your own thing. But this is what I did, and this is what I think, and this is what I want to share. And also, take the meat, leave the bones. You might not be ready to build a website. That's okay. You don't have to. But anyway, it's everything. Before I go on to the next thing that piggybacks on that, remind me about a toolbox. Um, the holiday Bible study is called Safely Delivered, God's Perfect Plan for Jesus and You. God has the perfect plan. He can have a perfect plan for you, but you do not have to be perfect. That's very important distinction. His plan is perfect, and that is something to rest in. And I cannot wait to share this. This is gonna be so good, so good. So the toolbox thing, I have had multiple one-on-ones, and this has come up in group coaching too. I I just am a lot of times it's just the neatest thing how things come up in group. Like it's like not just one person's dealing with it. There's multiple people that are dealing with the same thing, and it's very very interesting how those things come through. But um you know a one-on-one is like, you know what, I'm a little overwhelmed with all the things, and I'm like, okay, what things? And they just start listing all this stuff, wizzy, protein, strength, having vegetables, water, reading their Bible, walking, lifting, weighted vest, psyllium husk, baobab, kefir. I mean, just so much stuff. And then you've got this Facebook group and this Facebook group and this Mighty Networks group and this live and this menu and these 5011 recipes. And then you got Pinterest and then you got YouTube and you got podcasts. And it's like, that's not even their children, their husband, their parents, their brothers and sisters, their job, their church. So everyone has a lot of stuff. Okay. And we're all overwhelmed because we over dedicate ourselves. I shared that in the business meeting that I had with THM yesterday. Gosh, that was yesterday. But I told them, I said we had to like identify something we learned from the last 2 months, excuse me, 2 months. And I said, I did this to myself, but I put heavy deadlines all together around emotional day, like annual anniversaries that rock me a little bit. And I also knew we had baseball starting and I was going to be traveling. And so in the future, what I learned is to look at those dates and don't just willy nilly just say, oh, yeah, the 15th looks like that's a good round number. Well, okay, but 2 days before is the anniversary of your son's birth mom passing away, and then the next day is your mama's birthday, and you're also gonna be at a ball tournament that weekend, and the next day is your son's birthday, and the next day is your 6 years that you've been a coach, and you're gonna be traveling 7 hours. I mean, like I had so many things and like a 5011 deadlines and projects and oh my stars. So like I learned that I have to pay attention to that. I did because there's so many things. But getting to listing all of those the tools that we have for THM, Wizzy, and products and GLP-1 or hormones, whatever it is, those are all tools. And so when I told my clients, because they were getting overwhelmed with life, and so my whole what I learned from over committing myself and thing is just that I'm learning too, and we all have to be learning, and we all have to be you know assessing ourselves and paying attention to what we need to be curious. We need to be curious about what's tripping us up. And if all the tools that are available for us to trim healthies is too much for you, go back to the basics. And so I want you to imagine if your husband has a shop or a garage with a bunch of tools, you can even think about your own kitchen and all of the tools that you have in your kitchen. Um, do you use every single tool you have in your kitchen on a day? In a day? No. Does your husband use every single tool when he's out fiddling around in his garage? He does not use every single tool. He has them there or when he needs them. You have your kitchen tools for when you need them. I'm having a Pampered Chef party right now. Do I really need to be having one? I mean, Wes was like, "What else do you need, girl? Like, what else do you need?" I'm like, "Well, because we're about to purchase a home for short-term rentals, and so I might be stocking that sucker up a little bit." But I was like, "Yeah, not really anything," because we have all this stuff. And Lily and Katie, excuse me, my two girls that are still at home, you are not allowed to buy any spatulas, spoons, or little gadgets, Mom, because we have plenty of those. Okay. Yes, ma'am. I will do what you say. Do know that's my kitchen? But back to it. If you're getting overwhelmed with all the tools, just remember those are tools for when you need them, and you can just maintain at this level of the basics. On plan food on time if you're following Trim Healthy Mama. And then I do think the three P's are important. So, on plan food on time, protein, plants, power. Those are important. Very important. And that's what you focus on. Some days my plants aren't that hot, Darlene. They're just not. And there are some weeks that I don't lift a single weight, but I'm not a failure because I begin again. And I don't know where it is. I'm drawing a blank, but just like his mercies are new every morning, we get to begin again every morning, and it's okay.
It is. It is okay. And I hope that everyone heard all of that. It is okay. That there is no, like you said, there's only one that's perfect. And it's not us. And so um I hope that everyone heard that and heard it well, that we can narrow things down and we can make the choices that we need to that fit, that are better for us, that'll make us better. And we don't have to worry about somebody that's on a group or something else that's what they're doing to make themselves better, because no one's life is the same. We're not all
No,
replicas of each other. And
no.
so while it may sound like a great idea and maybe it's working for them, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a good idea for
Because
you.
whatever it is you're doing has to be sustainable for your life. It
Yeah.
is 0% sustainable for me to keep kefir and sourdough alive. It's not going to happen. Not. I was asked about kombucha yesterday, and I was like, they were like, "Is that on plan?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they said, "Well, do you make it?" And I went, "No." I also don't make kefir and sourdough because I keep myself alive and my children or we have two dogs, and that's too many things to keep alive, period. And then you're wanting me to keep these three other, no thanks. Mm-mm. No. And it's okay. I mean, people look at
Yeah.
me like I got 10 heads when I tell them I couldn't remember the last time I had Greek yogurt or cottage cheese. I couldn't tell you the last time I had it. I don't need it. Optimized collagen, I ran out for a week and thought I was going to lose my mind. That is required for me to be awesome. I really missed it. And so we all have our different things. And that's okay. Because if we were all identical, it'd be boring as heck around here, man.
Right. And those things may change, like you said. I mean, it may
Yeah.
change that,
Because I used
like
to make kefir. I used to
yeah,
make my own kombucha,
right.
but I don't
Like
know.
in it, right. And so it may, and that's okay. It's knowing what right now, what is going to make you the best you.
Yeah.
So optimized collagen, check.
Optimized
That's
collagen. Amen. Hallelujah. Yes. That's what I told Wes. We're about to go out of town again just for a baseball trip, little overnight thing. It's not too far, but I'm tired of driving. Okay, so we're spending the night, and he said we need to order some groceries so we can have that. And I was like, yeah. And I said, let me just tell you something, babe. I got optimized collagen. I can do anything now. I got it. I can do it. What's so funny? That stuff helps me. And you're gonna die because how long did I keep optimized plant protein at arm's length? I was like, ugh, it tastes like gray. And like that's my protein in my smoothies now. And as we were finishing our meeting yesterday afternoon, Wes and I were headed back to the hotel to get freshened up and go back honky tonkin'. So I was like, let's be ready to walk out the door so we can get all our minutes downtown Nash. So I texted him and I said, we're checking out. And I said, I need a tropical smoothie. I need Satori at the THM Cafe. Shout out to the amazing Satori at the Trim Healthy Mama Cafe. Oh my gosh, she's such an amazing person. But make me a little tropical smoothie with the OPP. And he said, is she gonna know what OPP is? I was like, yes, she will.
That's amazing. I
Yeah,
can't wait to visit there someday. You have said so many
get
amazing
with
things
it.
about
Come
them. I
on.
know. And now it's closer, right? So I have less reason, less miles, less miles to worry about.
Yeah,
Oh, that's so exciting.
yeah. But I think sustainability is a really good way to realize what's realistic and what is not.
Yeah.
So, I don't we as Trim Healthies, we do not have to make our own bread. If you do not have celiac, okay, we'll throw that in. Um, you can go to the Aldi and get knock your sprouts off bread and you can have bread. I mean, like it is so simple. It is so simple. And I want to say while we're here, this may aggravate you people and that whatever, that's fine. Um, special products, if you will, we'll just say stuff that THM sells. You can do this THM thing without them. I choose not to. I love the convenience of it. I trust the source and I know that it's tested. I now have experienced, watching amazing Monica. She's director of research and development for THM. She was hired about the same time as me. Brilliant, brilliant mind, creative, just, oh my gosh, I don't even have enough great words for her. She's precious. And the things that this company is rolling out to help you on your journey are just, oh my gosh, it's just amazing. And Darlene, you know what? If you're like those supplements or those powders, that's just not going to be for me right now. You know what? That's okay. That's okay. Because it's going to be for the girl next to you. And she's going to enjoy the fool out of them. And you're going to keep
Mhm.
loving super sweet and optimized collagen, and you're going to be doing great. But it's like there's different things for everybody. Everybody doesn't have to do everything. That's the moral of the story.
And I think it's perfect because it fits everybody who's in a different, like you said, that, like we've been saying, it's everyone's life is different. So if you're on the go a lot and you need quick things, you're getting clean things that you can make
Yes.
in a pinch with those kind of products. If you're home and you have access to other forms of protein and other things, then maybe you don't need all of those things right now because you can access other things. So it definitely is for what you need when you need it.
And I am super proud to say that I could buy nutritional yeast and mineral salt anywhere else, but I choose to purchase it from Trim Healthy because I want to give back. I want to support a company that changed my life. Yes, now I work for them. Yes, but I've said that since day one.
Mhm.
They changed my life, changed my life. And I want to support people that are life changers.
Yeah,
And
100%.
amen.
100% agree with that. 100%.
And I do get people that the budget, we ain't got the budget, Coach Amy. I'm gonna have to go to Marshall's and get my mineral salt. That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah,
Maybe one day you can. But right now you do you, man. There's no shame, there's no guilt, there's no judgment ever. But that's what I choose to do.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
making those choices just for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And even though they're different, that's part of this 100 strong thing too. And I think we talked about it a little bit in group as well, that while we're doing our different things, that what we can do during 100 strong, there's another woman doing 100 strong. There's a lot of them actually. And in your mind, if you can think, you're having to make a decision about what your goal was and you're making the best decision for you. And it might be hard in that moment, but there's someone next to you, figuratively, but they're having to make that same choice.
Right now, there's
Whether it's
756, I think, signed up.
yeah,
And you and I
and
are signed up, probably. So there's that. A couple
yeah,
more.
they it's just amazing mindset help, like that encouragement, that inspiration,
Yep.
that somebody else is making maybe a difficult choice, but they're going to make it for themselves because they want to make a better choice. And so you're not in this alone at
Yeah.
all, at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
So, because I know that's common, that comes up a lot because people like locally maybe they don't
Mm.
have that connection. But 700, that's a that's a very big
That's a lot of
community.
woman.
That is,
A lot of
and they're
woman.
all that is, and they're all doing it. They're all putting that
Yeah,
in
and
there.
so
So
this year, while we're on that topic, this year we are not doing a Facebook group or a Mighty Networks group or anything like that. It is just me sending you emails. If you come to the lives, they are unlisted YouTube lives. You'll be able to maybe see their puffy hearts and their comments, but we're not doing Zooms because it's just going to be me talking to y'all. We're not going to do Zooms. And so just know there's not a community, but you're welcome to post about it wherever you like. If you're coaching with me, you've got some spaces there that you can share your stuff with. But it's just that mindset of community. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things that THM has. It has such a beautiful community of women and families. Because I've been a part of a lot of things, a lot in my ripe old age at 44. And I've never really seen anything like this before. It's amazing.
no,
Do you
and we're
remember
hearing
when
it.
Kim, I don't know if you were in the live or she just told me, but Kim was, I don't know if she had a THM book. Anyway, a conversation came up and this lady was like, or she was like to her, I'm botching this bad. But anyway, they came to a mutual understanding. They were both trim, healthy mamas and they both like geeked out on it. That's how exciting it is to know that you are doing THM, like you're a THM or two. I mean, and I know a lot of horse people. There's horse people. There's horse people, and then there's horse people. There's some, willy-nilly deer hunters, and then there's deer hunters. We are trim healthies, and that community aspect is really cool. And so, like you said, knowing that one of these 700, hopefully 1,000, sign up, are all every day for the last 100 days of this year are trying to make decisions to make themselves better. It's just a beautiful thing.
And that's the part right there, to make yourselves better, because there's so many that we've heard from that sisters are doing, and they're not trim
Yeah.
healthies.
No.
And their other girlfriends in church, or their other friends, and they're linking arms to do it, to be better,
Yeah.
to be better. And so that's an amazing thing. So you are the possibility of making your own little small community, like that's in your home, if it's a daughter or something like that, or a family member, that you it's I think it's going to be amazing. And I love towards the end, because of course we want to hear how you guys do. And so we have seen crazy miraculous change in people. So that transformation is real,
So good.
and it can be in all kinds of different spots. So it's very exciting. We're very excited.
Are we about done, you think?
I think so. I think so.
Good.
I
Well,
think we
thank you,
wrapped that
ma'am.
one up really good. No, thanks for having me again.
Of course. Who else would have?
Fun. Yeah, it's fun.
Well, you
So sign
people get
up
yourselves
Monday.
signed up, order you a
Yes.
shirt, and all the other things. Oh, buy some papered chef. I don't know, whatever you want to do. Do that. Love you people so much. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see y'all next time. You'll tell them bye.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.